Mr. Speaker, I rise in support of H.R. 1309, the National Flood Insurance Reform Act of 2011. A full 5-year reauthorization of the program is critically important for our nation. I want to thank and commend Chairwoman Biggert and Ranking Member Waters for their leadership on this issue. Ushering in a 5-year reauthorization will provide welcome relief for those who live in our country's floodplains. I thank Chairwoman Biggert for including language from my own H.R. 902, legislation that will modernize FEMA's flood zone designations. Specifically, it would update current law to take local, state, and federal funding into account when determining flood zone designations. H.R. 1309 would extend the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, for 5 years and allow property owners in participating communities to purchase protection against flooding. As we have seen across our country this year and in recent years, the NFIP is critically important to so many Americans. When a flood disaster strikes, the homeowners that have flood insurance can at least see their way through the crisis. The NFIP offers the victims of floods the ability to make their lives whole again. Of course, the best insurance against the flood is a strong flood protection system. In my hometown of Sacramento, California, residents have taxed themselves hundreds of millions of dollars to pay for stronger flood protection. On one project in the Natomas Basin alone, state and local governments will have spent more than $300 million over the last 5 years on levee improvements. This has all been invested, I must point out, without acknowledgement by FEMA or funding from the Corps of Engineers. I'm working tirelessly to change that and ensure that the federal government follows through with their commitment to this project. There is no doubt that the Natomas Basin, like most of Sacramento, is at risk of flooding, as it lays at the confluence of two great rivers. We know we must continue to build up our levees as well as carry flood insurance. Fortunately, the Sacramento region is working with the Army Corps of Engineers and the California Department of Water Resources, to implement an aggressive levee improvement plan to achieve a 200-year level of flood protection. While these efforts are ongoing, flood insurance has become mandatory for many homeowners, insurance that can cost more than $1,350 annually. That is nearly 4 times the PRP rate. The increasing cost of flood insurance, which is on top of the annual flood protection assessments that my constituents are already paying, financial burden. For these reasons, I believe that it is reasonable to phase in higher rates over a 5-year period. I have an amendment that I will offer during debate on the underlying bill that will phase in the full cost of flood insurance policies in a more equitable way moving forward. I believe that this is a necessity that will assist homeowners in these trying economic times. I look forward to its being included in the overall reauthorization. This approach would encourage responsible homeowners across the country to continue paying into NFIP without adding risk to either the floodplain or the NFIP. Again, I thank Chairwoman Biggert and Ranking Member Waters for their leadership on this legislation, and I yield back the balance of my time.